What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Yep, looks like okay. Then my preview isn't showing up, but oh, there we go. Pitter patter, get at her. You know, I only just started watched. What was it called? What is that show called? Letterkenny. Nicole and I watched Letterkenny for the first time yesterday. Never seen it before. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks everybody for checking in. What's up, Curly? It's not that curly. It's wavy. My hair's just wavy. So, yes, no hat again. No, Nicole. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been wearing a hat at work. My hair's getting long, so it's like, you get out of the shower in the morning, you put a hat on, then it hurts when you take it off. So I just haven't been wearing a hat. You know, perm time. Oh, you wait. It's going to get long. We'll see. Okay. Tonight, I've got the remnants of a jerky bag. Oh, first, before we start, I got a new batch of jerky in, and Gunnar sent bacon jerky, and it's sriracha bacon jerky, and it is crack. It's the most amazing thing I've ever had. I'm not sure if it's on the site yet or not, but it's ridiculous. Like, I have to stop myself from ridiculous good. I can't even. No, Nicole, you're killing me, Smalls. Yesterday was Nicole's birthday. And for her birthday, she wanted to take tonight off. So, tonight's code from Gunnar. Tonight's code is, I need a sugar mama. Working is BS. Thank you, Gunnar. I was just talking about the bacon jerky. Hopefully you heard, because it's incredibly amazing. So, there we go. Thank you, Dana. We're going to pin that. There's your code for a discount at Satisfied Jerky. That's glorious. So yes, anyway, Nicola's off because it was her birthday. So, I'm still on, of course. What we have here, if you didn't see, I built this truck the other day because I got a new welder and I wanted to build something. So I built up a quick little titanium rear cage. It's mainly covered by panels and such now, but there's cage work underneath and around. So I did that. I did a thing. But now I need to make this a finished drivable truck. This has got the forward motor mount. This chassis is an NWSD, which is Northwest Scale Designs, and this is their scattergun chassis. So I've got this here. On another Friday Night Live, I took a regular stock RTR Honcho and then I swapped this chassis on. I ended up putting this Revolver motor in because the stock motor interfered too badly with the drive shaft that needs to go from the forward motor mount to this TGH transfer case. And I still haven't solved that. That's part of what we're going to do tonight. This motor mount height is adjustable, so I'm going to drop it down as much as I can to try and make sure this will clear. And then if I need more space, I can space this up a little bit. We're going to get through all that because I need to work through it. After that, what else did I do? I grabbed a servo. I've got some of these HK Hobbies servos. They're a direct power 35 kilogram servo. Super affordable. HKHobbies.com is where you can get them. But again, 2 to 4S powered, direct power. Pretty nice. So I'm going to throw one of those in there if we've got time. And then I've got a Holmes Hobby Crawlmaster Mini ESC kit. Since I've got a Revolver in there, I figured that'd be good. And I need a BEC, so I grabbed a Castle BEC that I had in my box. So that's the plan. We'll see what that means. But I'm drinking a hibiscus vodka and pineapple juice, because pineapple juice is my favorite mixer, and this is... Gunner, thank you, sir. Sriracha is good in a Bloody Mary. Bacon will be on the site some point this weekend. Discount code will be good until next Wednesday. Perfect. Yeah, if you... Let me tell you. Get like 3 times as much as you think you should get, and you'll still be mad. Jesus. It's so good. I'm just going to say, I'll stop talking up a little bit. So, anyway, let's get to work on this thing. I haven't done anything yet. And Mark Cargill. Thank you. Long time, Mark Cargill. I haven't seen you around a little bit. Gotta love NWSD. Corbin's an awesome dude. Bubbly's on me tonight. Well, good. Thanks for popping back in. Good to see you again. So, let's tear into this a little bit. Get some stuff pulled off. And I'm going to start by lowering the motor mount. I'm going to try and improve that angle. Should we, hold on, before I do that, let's do quickly, I've got my, where's my other camera cable? Right here. Because I feel tonight may be slightly more technical than normal. So let's see if it looks like it powered up. Let's check this. Did it work? Nope. That one did though. There we go. So I need to clean up this lever. There's that. I should have done that before, I know, but oh, it's going to say no card and camera until I install a card. Hold, please. Back to the main, so you don't have to see that. We're going to just throw an SD card in here for the moment. But this way I can at least show you guys what I'm actually getting into and I got to turn the autofocus off to get rid of that guy. Hey, there we go. Apologize for the shaky setup there. Is this okay? Can you guys see a little bit something better? Possibly? No? Jeremiah Salberg, thank you, sir. I thought if you use a direct power servo, you don't need a BEC. Also, having a dive bar fried chicken, so good. I grew up on dive bar fried chicken from the Longhorn in Fort Calhoun, and it is truly dive bar fried chicken. One of those things that's just better than if you've never had like that from a small town dive. Different level. Hits different, as the kids say. Hold, please. I want to do one other thing. I'm going to turn this to that. Boom. HD Mini Josh. In your screen. I should have done all of this before. And Jimmy Two Horses decided to build something for my stash to my Mercedes CLK GTR, going burnt metallic orange. I like it. Anything with that in that realm. They're fun builds. Like if you need a stash build, that's even better. Okay. And big green trader. Not tractor. Tratter. Thank you, sir. Okay. Where's your hat? You know what? We're going hatless for a little bit. So what I'm talking about is that you can see this little stubby drive shaft here and this little guy here. These need to be in line, but this one up here is interfering with the motor. feel like I need a slight adjustment to my ISO. Ah, too much. That's a little more like it. A little bright, but at least you can see more of the actual truck. It's a little much, isn't it? That's better. So now you can see a little bit better. So we need to make it so that this isn't hitting that. There's a couple of screws behind this shock that allow me to raise and lower that motor mount. And that's the plan. I figure you guys know because you're probably, there's a chance that you're on these live streams more so than others. But I've had people like make comments in videos that it's super distracting when I like look like this and I'm not looking at the camera like during videos. But it's because I have my monitors up here. And you guys probably notice that because I'm reading all the time. But people in videos are like, why do you keep looking up like that? I think I'm like Rain Man, just like staring off into the, not making eye contact. So anyway, I know I'm missing comments. I'll do my best to catch your comments tonight, but I am going to try and get some work done just because responding to the voice of God. Nicole's off tonight. It was her birthday yesterday, and she requested the night off. And it's hard to argue with that since we're not big present people. So we're loosening these 2 screws here and here on each side, 4 screws total. So you can see how far down it can go, which obviously you'd like to have it as low as possible so that it does, so your motor's far down. But the problem is that it would interfere with the suspension. So that's lower than it was by about 5 or 6 millimeters, but I'm gonna go a hair lower, raising it up a little bit, tighten those screws, and then obviously full stuff like that is not something that happens all that often. That's when, the entire axle's up. Normally it's just one side or the other, which this should still have a good amount of. Josh, I bought a 2300 2-in-1 for my Recluse chassis, and I feel it's almost like cheating while driving the buggy. I like the two. I've got a 2300 2-in-1 right here. And I just love them for the convenience factor. Little light on power, but still smooth. Did you get the Harbor Freight gas motor for the trike? I did on Memorial Day because they were having the 25% off, no exclusions. This is still not going to do it. We're still hitting that. So I don't think that I can really lower this much more. I'm just going to take and check our suspension geometry. I think I was about there. There's somewhere in there. I think it was there actually. So what we're going to do is raise up so in the VS410 chassis kit, you get a skid plate that's made for a 3-gear transmission. And in there's this little spacer to adjust the height of the transmission. Well, the TGH, what do you call that thing? Transfer case uses that same bolt pattern. So I am going to use this as a spacer, move it up a tiny bit. So let's see. Oh, on topic of birthdays, yesterday I learned that I share my exact birthday with Amber Heard. It's kind of funny. Black Cat Studios, thanks for the $5, man. Appreciate it. Can you just yell at her through the house and tell her happy anniversary of the day she was born? Nicole, everyone says happy birthday. There you go. So, Predator V10? No, I got the Predator Ghost, which is the shifter cart racing engine. So, that's the one I bought. Lost sound? No. It's working. Maybe just when I yelled. Tomato juice is back. Actually, that's hibiscus, Tito's hibiscus vodka and pineapple juice. Phoenix, I think it's just you who lost sound. My sound shows it's working up here. So, okay, let's pull the transfer case up and put that spacer in. I think Phoenix just tripped on his speaker wires or something. I only had 2 screws in it anyway, so that's good. So, like I said, we're going to pull that off. It does have... I'm not going to trim them off yet. We're just going to use a little force for now. Oh, my speaker shut down. Yeah, it sounds about right. I do need longer screws. Thought I was going to get away with it. Is making a living with just RC possible? Yes, it is. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, technically I do it, not through just YouTube, but YouTube plays a small part in it. But, you know, I work in the RC industry, so that is my only source of work at this moment. Out of that length flathead, but okay, we're gonna have to use a non-flathead for now, and then I'll have to replace it. That's okay. That's too long. What size did I have in there? Yeah, what is that? 8, 10, 12. I had 12s in there. I need 14s. Which I may have. Small number of. Evidently, that small number is 1. Okay. We're going to just. So, that up. I feel like I decided to paint this this truck yellow because it was like to match the welder. It was just something I was just like, I'll just do that because that's a thing. Why not? And then I realized I was like, oh. Then I bought that Ecto recently, and it looks basically like the same truck, and I'm like, that seems like that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. So we're gonna need to get some new hardware. Oh, evidently the rear popped out while I was doing that. Why is a BEC needed with the direct power servo? That's a great question. I think I saw Jeremiah ask that as well. Maybe I forgot to answer it. The reason that I still need a BEC, even though I'm using direct power, is because the Holmes Crawlmaster Mini ESC kit, this doesn't have a BEC built in at all. And you need some sort of BEC to run even just your receiver. So your receiver still requires some power, and if you don't have some sort of BEC in there at all, there's nothing to even keep that going. So that's why you have to have something. If I had a lower power BEC, I would absolutely use that. This one, this Holmes actually comes with a like small 2 amp BEC, but it wasn't reliable. So he like refunded anyone who bought them for the BEC portion of the cost. So that is why. Mm, Is the V1 or V2 I have? This is still the V1. I don't have any of the V2s yet. Vanquish parking lot's a homeless shelter, I think. You know what? Anywhere can be. We're pretty diligent though about we will run them off. We don't stay. This will not stand. Okay. Unfortunately, that is still not enough spacer or enough downward movement. I don't have a shallower motor as an option, so that's not gonna happen. Okay, I can either space it more because I only added a little over 1/8 of an inch. Let's see. Do I double stack? Will that be enough? It's close. It's very close. And this doesn't move, so all it has to be is close enough. I also don't have any of like the super high clearance prop shafts or anything like that. And we are real close. Okay. Carson Jantz, thank you, sir. So if I want to build a class 2/3, what chassis, transmission, axles would you recommend? I don't have fabrication talent. Totally interesting. Fabrication, not super needed. And honestly, the chassis stuff is kind of a personal preference on partly style, but partly I would recommend looking at the ones that have like a nice ecosystem around them as far as like, can you get sliders? Can you get all the cross braces or nice, battery trays, things like that? If there's a bit of a community around them, like for that reason, like that's why kind of going with the popular brands is a good thing because sometimes you need all these other parts. And if you're not trying to design and fabricate your own stuff, then, like it becomes more difficult. So, the brazen scale is stuff that I like Brett. I've met him, talked to him a bunch. I really like, I have one of his trucks myself. So I recommend that. I've built a G-Speed as well. Was a nice truck overall. I think I still preferred my brazen scale personally. This NWSD scattergun is turning out to be a pretty nice truck. I haven't driven it though, so I can't say there yet. And obviously I'm having to do some fiddling with this. Now, granted, if I didn't run a transfer case and ran like a 3-gear, it would be way easier. But there's still little things that just aren't 100% sorted. So that's all part of it. Okay, do I lower it a hair more? Let's throw our shocks on and see. What voltage do I run my TIG on? I only run 110 at this point. I do live in California, so houses in California are basically like after they're built after a certain date, they're wired or ready in the garage to have a electric car charger installed. So installing a 220 plug in the garage would actually be pretty simple. I just haven't done that. And for the stuff I'm doing, 110 has been fine. You're still working on this? Phoenix, or don't you have shouldn't you have your speaker plugged in or something? Oh my God, hey, Mr. Palladorus. So, I'm gonna put the shocks. I just want to see what the travel on the suspension's like and see if lowering that motor plate down is You obviously want it as low as possible. If I go, I can go maybe, I can go lower. Yeah, I can go probably another 1/8 of an inch lower on the motor. So that's what we're going to do. Before I just blindly do it, let's mark our current position of, let's take the screws off, or the shocks off first so I can clearly mark. Let's see. Drill some new holes in this skid plate where you would need it to work. The problem is I need it to be taller. So, and it's a 3D printed skid plate, so you're dealing with infill and shells. So drilling a new hole is not a good idea, really. You wouldn't have the strength at all. You don't have the ability to countersink and keep any strength. So you don't want to do that. And we're still not compromising anything here. We're just dialing in. So if it was going to be a big, how can you afford that hobby and gas and live in California? So we're going to mark the top side of that area. Okay. Now we know we need to go an 1/8 inch below that. Right about there. Okay. Brian Sherwood, thanks, sir. Did you send freewheels out to Mr. Hunt? Brian, don't think that I didn't see your bogus email and I deleted with, what do they call it? Prejudice. How's my element doing? Toxic. That, you know what? Too long. Need to just get that out. It's all on me for sure. Let's see. I'm going to build a Sherpa Expert Carbon from Team Garage Hack and Holmes Hobbies with all these cool new chassis out. Is the Sherpa dated? How does it stack up to these new chassis? That's the I make fun of flat rail chassis a lot. I have never held back on that. But that's the thing, like, no, it's not dated because they're still just a flat rail chassis. Like, there's a little bit of geometry here or there that can change and this and that, but no, it's not dated at all. They're still very similar. Like, they're still basically the same. So, little differences here and there, you know. Again, finding parts that fit with them here and there, nice as well. So, fear not. You're still making a fine choice if that's the way you go. Son of a biscuit. It's still, oh, it's right there. It's like, it's right there. Would the TIG run more efficient on 220? Yes, 220 would be more efficient. That is always the case. Always the case. I guess that's maybe not true. Maybe something is more efficient in a different way, but volt up is usually more efficient. Mine is just out of pure, it's just what I have. Like, that's just what's available to me where it's at. Easily, at least. Without spending that kind of money again on having the electrical done. Different drive shaft, maybe. I mean, this one is already like I'm not going to get much more clearance out of almost MIP drive shaft smaller diameter. No, MIP drive shafts are massive. So that would be, MIPs are like the opposite of clearance because they have that huge bell, and that is where I would be in a big trouble with. So I need just a tiny bit more height. I'm looking to have a 220 installed, and it's going to be around $900. So in here, for me to have it done here, it'd probably only be around $400 or $500 because another thing, if you don't live in California, here is something coming from the Midwest that was like a mind-blowing thing. Where you live, where is the circuit breaker for your house? People in California cannot answer. If you're in California, do not post in the chat. If you're from anywhere else, post where your circuit breaker is in the house. So did I go too low? No, I still need to make it either go lower or raise that part. Your guys is in the garage, basement or attic? Basement stairwell, yeah. The kitchen, basement, laundry room, basement, yep. Circuit breakers in the basement, in the garage, okay, yeah. Utility room, see all of these. Laundry room, cellar, above the front door, that's an interesting one. Wisconsin, it's in the garage. Yeah, in California, it is outside your house on the wall. And it's just like a normal circuit breaker. So you could just like go outside to anybody's house and just open up their circuit breaker. And if you wanted, just like turn off the power because it's just a normal panel. It's just outside. And it's even like towards the front of the house. So like, but what's interesting about that is it's outside of the house on the outside of the garage. And it's here. And on the other side of that wall, there's a J box that is ready for a 220 so that you could wire in for an electric car plug. So like I would need 6 feet of wire total with all 3 or 4 legs of the 220 power and ground or neutral, everything to come in. And you know, that's it. It's just right there. Super easy. Perfect for intruders. That's why in California you have battery backups on things like modems and your security systems. So, and then a camera pointing at it just in case. I live in a good area, but still, all of those things are good to have for a good peace of mind. Why is that $400? You can't get an electrician to call you back for $300. So most cable and phone hookups are outside as well. Yes, that is also true. Okay. So more reasons to never move to California. The outside circuit breaker, circuit breaker box, whatever you call it. I don't know what you call it. I grew up calling them a breaker box, but either way. That placement is a whole lot of ridiculous. I fully agree. I don't have breakers. My house is old enough I have fuses. Aha! Electrical panel. Yeah. They did that after the earthquake. Really? That was an earthquake code thing? Interesting. I was unaware of that. So, anyway, back to the problem at hand here. Do I have another spacer? I don't believe I do. So instead, I am going to space it to where I need. with some machined spacers, and then I will (3D) print my own one-piece spacer that's complete. Wow, you have hair? It shocks many. But in my old videos, I used to not wear a hat so much, so. Okay. Whoops. Let's see. So I accidentally overamp charged my battery. Would that have been the cause of my direct power servo burning out? No, because your battery won't hold a charge over what it should be at, really. I mean, without, within reason, tenth or a couple tenths of a volt maybe, but that's about it. So no, that would not be the reason. If you had everything plugged in at that time, maybe, but still, not likely the case. Hey, I sent some Crawler Cartel stickers and some flags. Did you get them? My backpack is not in here, but I did get them. I think I got them day before yesterday, maybe? Day before? I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, because otherwise it would have been here on Wednesday. And all of my mail for Wednesday was on the Wednesday show. Okay, there we go. A little bit more there. That should. Up. Oh, spacer fell out. Go. So we added another 3mm roughly. When you move back from the camera and you look like a video game taker, does it? Oh. You look like you're in a video game. Interesting. Okay. Very close. It is close enough that I'm going to be able to make it a thing at this point, and then when I 3D print the actual one, I'll be able to like add another millimeter or so. Show. Now. I need to cut down this little guy. Will that be just one side of it's probably enough. So, Blind Guy RC, thank you, sir. I totally respect the ease of a 3-gear trans now. Yeah, there's definitely times when that type of thing becomes worth the slight penalty in weight bias and such. This isn't one of those fancy Japanese saws like Matt and Turks and Jerps. I think Ben bought with sways on. But the little miter box is nice to have. Put that aside for the moment. Okay. So, gotta hand it to you, brother. Week after week, you put these cars together live and never cuss. I think there's something wrong with you. I don't know that I never cuss. I think if I do, sometimes it's a little under my breath. Because let me tell you, I am not very good at managing my bad language, and because it's a problem. I resort to foul language far too often, far too easy. But I think I've trained myself fairly well by doing YouTube to try my best to limit it, even though I'm still not that great at limiting it. Let me tell you, get me around kids, and I, like, for some reason, man, when I have to watch my mouth, like, I can't do it. Put me on a live video where most of my audience has no problem with it, and I'm like, oh, I can't cuss, I should be good. But around a toddler, I can't help myself. God, oh shoot. So, all right. We've got a thing. Why is it not? Oh. Why is that not? I know why. I took that pin out. Oh. Whew. I wonder if Vanquish will put a big event in the Northwest. Anyone know an affiliate? We will not be putting on a big event because big events take an insane amount of time and effort, and we do not have the staff for that. There we go. Now it's a thing. Okay. Da-da-da, yay. Now, I haven't put a pinion on this, which is another issue. Any OD in that transfer case? I believe that there is. It'd be great if someone else could confirm that. I think that this is the 210. I think. Big event equals 50 plus staff members minimum. Exactly. And we don't have 50 plus employees as total. So, and let me tell you, all of our employees are not exactly going to come help at an RC event. Most of them don't know really what they're making. They look at the prints, make the parts, finish the parts, pack the parts, send the parts. It's even the like some of the girls that package stuff, we have to refer to the parts as like what they look similar to. I remember always the Yeti. There was a Yeti shock adjuster that kind of went up and down and up and down. And they're like, which one is that? It's like the bat wing. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, those are plating. We'll package those this week. Like, okay. And then there was the Asteroids Man, which is the whole front Yeti shock tower. The Golf Club, which is the Wraith Panhard mount. They shouldn't work there then, period. That is a ridiculous statement because they don't need to do that to do their job correctly. And I'd almost rather have people that are not in RC for those things because you have to worry about what they're, like all kinds of things become a concern in that case. Make sure everything's still good. That isn't ideal, but we're gonna be okay. secretary has no idea what we do either. Yeah. Our secretary, Magic School Buses. Yeah, missing parts. Exactly. So many things. I got a free rental of flying cars. That's amazing. So no worries about 5 finger discount. They don't if they think it's just metal. Yeah, we've actually had more stolen parts from the anodizing company, and it's pretty. We can. It's it's fairly easy to tell where they come from in a lot of cases. Is the transfer case at an angle? Yes, but it's the angle is built into the base of the transfer case. If you can, oh, I don't have autofocus on. That's why. So you see how it's thicker there than it is there? That's because it's made to go on a skid plate that has an angle. So it helps correct the angle of the transfer case to make these type of drive shaft angles more suitable. So I'd only take home a giant bag of blemished parts. Now I'm a little different. I agree. They did. I get weighed in and out of the building. I don't. But okay. We need to do an ESC. We've got a servo. Is there a chance that this thing could run tonight? Stick on the cab. Come on. There you go. Servo wires are in the way. There we go. Sits about like that. So nice and low. That is how the cab sits. I haven't made the final mounts. I haven't made a front bumper yet. So you do have that 2-in-1 sitting there, just saying. The problem is that if I put the 2-in-1 in, it's a larger diameter and longer. So then none of this works. Otherwise, I would just put that in there and then sit here and have a beverage and answer a bunch of your questions. But instead, I've got to solder things. So that is unfortunate. Because I'd rather just sit here and answer questions and have a beverage. For some reason, you guys are okay with that just as much as me actually working on a project. I'm not mad about it either. What did you do inside the bed? So I'm trying to get it so that there's not a glare. These are, I fitted these aluminum panels. And it's just, I've got the ISO up so high. So there you go. Now you can see I made just aluminum panels just to kind of get it cleaned up and looking a little better. I realized that I covered up almost all of the titanium work at that point. But that's unfortunate. Either way, I love the way I like doing the tin work. It's just one of my favorite parts. I just think that look cleaning up a project like that, I think just looks really good, and I enjoy that part of it. Oh, Jeremiah, I did miss one. Sorry about that. Your old videos, you mean? Thick point. Yeah. It was just the camera angle. I think I'm heavier now than I was in those old videos. I'm telling you. But I've been doing a little bit better as of late, at least. Gonna try and get back down to that 190 range. We'll see. We'll see. So, you know. All right. Is that what you're building? The one on the thumbnail? Yes, it is the one on the thumbnail. I thought that would be appropriate to use the truck in the thumbnail for what I was going to be working on. You know, sometimes that's a good idea. If you put something that's in the thumbnail that's not in the video, then sometimes people get mad. What soldering iron is that? This is a TS100. So, again, don't have autofocus on, but... Solid rubber tires? No, they're just stock Honcho tires. What do we got going on here? It's not heat sealed, it's just stapled. Oh wait, no, it is heat sealed. It's just sealed through each other. Changing out the links, I mean, I'll probably, you know, if I was going to do it like a normal build, I'd probably just change out absolutely everything. Like, the goal of this was initially just like change it over using the stock truck. Like, yeah, good deal. And then I got that new welder. I'm like, I need something to weld. I was like, I've got that truck sitting there. So I welded up a bed and I was like, well, I don't want to do just the Honcho bed. I'm like, okay, I'll just do a power wagon. So I went to the hobby shop, bought a power wagon, and then welded up a titanium bed. I put the Revolver in because the other motor hit. You see how all these things just keep freaking spiraling? This is the tiny BEC that Holmes included. But like I said, it was not dependable, and it became an issue. So, and it could even take out a receiver. So we're not going to test it. We're not going to tempt it. If you give a mouse a cookie, yeah, that's exactly it. And I am more of a rat than a mouse, so I eat a lot more. No, I'm kidding. All right. So Holmes gives you leads with bullet connectors on them and all that. But I could just direct solder the leads. The only problem is if I get it reversed, I'll just reverse it in the radio. I'm just direct soldering. So it's just a little tiny board. There's nothing to this thing. So we got ABC. Here is our power leads that we got to solder on. And this is a thing. This must have been for the BEC. Both of these things must have been for the BEC side of it. So technically I don't need those. Let's, I'm gonna shorten these up. It's just a little long. Let's go about that long. I don't know why that long. I don't know where I'm putting it, but that's how long I decided. So there's that. Okay, need some solder. Get these leads tinned. Any tips on getting the Axial S610 2-speed with dig to work better? Nah, I don't have any tips specifically. Unfortunately, sorry. Where is that other soldering thing I have? Rarely use this thing, but now might be the time. Well, ooh, I need some new flush cuts. These are getting a little dull on the tip. All right, so in the lead there. Hopefully Travis Gilmore isn't in here to give me PPE strikes against me. Make sure that gets all the way in and wicks into the wire. It did. Right. So you change your nippy cutters more than your X-Acto. Yeah, I use these more. Would a VP dig attach that transfer case? No, it would not. Unfortunately, that would not be a thing. So, oh, before I install that, let's see. I could, if I've got another, let me see if I have the receiving side to this. Yeah, I do. Look at me go. Look at me. So I'm going to put this one on with the power lead, and I'll put this one onto the BEC itself so that I can quickly disconnect. But this way I can actually into that there. Oh, we better tin the pads of the. I'm not saying that I am a good solderer, but I guess you can at least see me screw up better. Do not take soldering advice from me, but I'm confident enough to screw it up. A little puddle going on there so we can transfer. Solderist. Ooh, that's a good word. Just burn it with fire. I know. Okay. Now, I shortened these, but I haven't shortened this yet, so I should obviously do that. Let's move these guys out of the way. Grab another. Let's shorten this guy up a lot, right? Yeah. Ooh, these nips are just trash. Can I throw these away? Are these a good brand? No, they're regular. I have another pair? I don't know if I do. I need a new pair. I better write myself a note. So, okay. Okay. Is that some sort of magnetic tray? That looks very useful. It is a magnetic tray. It is called the Omnifixo. And it was some sort of Instagram ad that sucked me in. I don't use it enough, but it is handy when I do remember. Okay. I don't have a link to it or anything like that. Omni, OMNIFIX, the letter O. Omnifixo. I remember that when I ordered it, it was like a Kickstarter thing, and it was so long after I ordered it that when it showed up, I was like, what in the hell is this? And then I remembered. Like, oh, what do you know? I bought myself a gift like 5 months ago. So, we are now going to position the wires both onto the pads. Actually, I'm going to change the direction of that one because we have that ability. That there. Into that guy. Trying to get like all the wires touching together. Are you using silver solder? I am using a lead-based solder, which is not typically sold in California, but you know. Oh wait, this one might be. This one might be the one that is sold. I can't remember. Right. A little straggler wire. Do you have a Traxxas Ford Bronco? I used to. I sold it quite some time ago. Oh wait, I have a new Traxxas one though. I have the new Bronco. I don't have the old Bronco. I guess I always just think about the old Bronco. But I have the new one. However, it weighs 30 pounds. I'm not recommending that. I did it as a joke. Too many people thought it was real, and I've lost faith in humanity. Can I? Ooh, I'm going to go from the underside. We're going to get fancy with it. I'm going to use the Omnifixo to its peak ability. Put my wasted Instagram ad dollars to work. Okay. Like what you're doing to me here. Let's scoot this back, angle it down. Sometimes you just got to spend the time getting it set up so that it's not such a pain in the ass to actually do the soldering part. Because unless you're some sort of masochist, this is kind of the sucky part of the hobby to me. Okay, there we go. Who sells titanium bumpers? I think you can get the what do you call it? The TGH universal bumper with titanium. Hey. Yeah, that. We still do need to put the motor leads on. I guess I might as well tin those while I'm here, right? Right? Do they make a cover for the electronics? Just heat shrink. You just heat shrink them. I bet this is the most uninteresting part of any video. Watch me solder a tiny board. Okay. But, oh, I should say that with this, I believe that he... I wish crimping was an option. No! So, I got some helping hands off Amazon that have posable arms with clips. Seem like they would be easier than that little... No. So I've got the... You're talking about like this guy? One of these? These are nice, but for this type of thing, when you've got like multiple wires, and these are a lot more like movable, positionable. Like that's why I grabbed this, because it is so much easier than I like this for like a normal battery plug or things like that. But for this type of thing, I don't break that guy out. Oh, but what I was saying is that Holmes does send the heat shrink for this. So we'll put that on, because that'll be a thing. Let's zoom out. Righty then. Nope, a 6x9 plate with 4 arms too. Oh, is it the like they're the coolant nozzle style arms, aren't they? I'm probably gonna need this again. We're gonna set that to the side. Okay. I guess it's just time to wire the motor to the ESC. Yeah? Yay? Nay? Is your iron plugged into a LiPo? No, I have it plugged into a power supply. So this iron can be plugged into a LiPo. It comes with a little adapter. You see the XT60 plug there? So you can plug it right into a 3 or 4S LiPo, and it works. You can use it in the field, which is nice. Comes in this nice little case. Farben Kyber look. Hey. But you can also get a power supply, so you can use it on the bench more easily. You know, I had soldering stations and all that, but this thing just is so compact. This little soldering stand, or whatever you want to call it, was like $8. So that with this soldering iron, it's just like, so. Okay. Before I shorten these to fit this guy, I should decide where I think I'm going to put it. And I could put it down nice and low. Get low. Ooh, you know what I'll do? I'll combine an ESC mount and that spacer that I'm going to, since I'm going to make a taller spacer for the transmission that incorporates all the spacers that I have, I'll also bring it out and make a nice little shelf to hold this. I'll put like a zip tie strap around it. We'll get it all integrated. It'll be fancy because I'm just a fancy type of guy. Sponsored by Keeps. Yeah, let me tell you, my my shower drains prove that. It's thick. I have that thick hair. Worst soldering iron mishaps. Luckily, I'm not. It's not been a big. Trust me, I've had lots of mishaps on the bench, but soldering irons not been the subject of any notable ones that I. Oh, If you do a lot of soldering though, and you need, like, if you ever desoldering and you end up with like a lot of solder, you can get yourself one of these solder suckers. So you push in that plunger, you get it nice and hot with the soldering iron, and you put this right next to it, and then you get it right on that area, and when it's still hot, you just hit the button like that, and it just sucks the solder up. Solder sucker by Whamco. That's what you need. STL Sunday, I think that would be a good use. Maybe I'll do an STL Sunday on that. Yeah, yeah. Um, and okay, let's get back to shortening these wires. We're going to go to that point length. Cutting wires on something that has the wires like hard wired in is such a stressful thing. I don't know if that bothers any of you, but like this situation, these wires go right into the motor. They're in there, right? So it's just like, that's why I got to just like make a decision and go. Otherwise, I'll sit there and I'll think about it all freaking day. Okay. Now we need to tin these. Definitely a source of anxiety. Have you ever tried those hot air soldering guns? They look pretty cool. Yeah, so I think those are super common in like the electronics world. Like, I guess this is the electronics world, but it's not at the same time. But yeah, I mean, when you're talking about like actually, working on PCBs and things like that, it seems like they're very common. But I've never owned one, never needed to. I mean, I love tools that I rarely use, but that has not been one that has made it into that. Just trying to make sure it's wicked into the wire. Get in there. Sometimes that wire just probably could use a better tin on the soldering iron, but we're looking close. There we go. That one went right away. That's nice. Nice. Do I own a Traxxas Summit? Nope. I don't own a ton of Traxxas vehicles. I've got a handful of TRX4s, a drag slash. About it, I think. I think that's it. Oh, I've got some Vortex. I think I have two Vortex maybe. I've got the Corvette. Do I just have one Vortex? Maybe I just have one Vortex. What do I do with the ESC? There it be. There it be. So we're gonna get this there. We'll get on my level by doing that. So we're going to guess ABC. Doesn't really matter because we're non-censored, but we're going to do this without additional solder. Okay. One down. blocking everything now, but trying to hold everything with my tongue just right. Concentration level. Go. Oh, stay there. That one didn't. That one didn't stay. I needed more solder. My bad. Okay. Last one. That one went quick, so I did it the right way. Hold, please. We're almost there. Okay. Should be complete. That cool off for a second. Jeremiah, thank you, sir. Josh, I've been able to watch Flying Cars 15 minutes this time. Every time I see the guy, I want to punch him. I think I'll get the revolver for my rig. So I haven't ran a revolver in a really long time. This is I'm looking forward to driving it, but the last one that I actually used, I wasn't mine. I drove Chris from TGH. I drove his class 1 in, where was that? In Colorado. Favorite classic ESC. Oh, classic is a nice term. I think, no, I can't turn that off yet. Tegan FXR. I had so many of them. Is that a Traxxas hot rod on your left? This is my left. There's definitely no Traxxas hot rods on my left. So I do not know what you're asking. Oh wait, I have a lighter in here. I was gonna say I don't have my I don't have a heat gun in here, but I do have a lighter. Ooh, before I heat shrink that on, I bet I could put the end on here. I bet I could just heat shrink that BEC right in there. Let's do it. Right, I mean, either way, it's a no. I don't have a Traxxas hot rod, so no matter what, the answer is no. In any location you're thinking it could be, it is not. Okay. Show again. I must solder these together. Let's shorten these guys up real nice. Real nice, Clark. That there's an RV. So I live in a rocky area. Should I upgrade my AR-45 axles to metal F9 portals, or should I stick with AR-45 but upgrade them to metal? I mean, that's a tough one. A tough question, I guess. It's so I don't have them handy to show, but the benefits of the Vanquish portals are partially the clearance, especially in the C hub. One of my favorite parts of it. But check motor rotation before you heat shrink. Thought about it, but it's a non-censored, and I guess I could still fire it up before I heat shrink everything. That's probably a very logical suggestion, Tim. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and heed your advice. Probably the way to go. We'll do exactly that. I was going to say, it was like, being that it is a revolver, I can just reverse the channel, but and even still, half the time they think the Fatabas are opposite from the standard rotation anyway, so without getting into the controller, it may not even if I think it's backwards, it's really the right way, and I should still reverse the channel. So, okay. Still hot. Tin some wire. Oh, we need to not forget heat shrink on these wires as well. Let me forget. Okay. My giant head in the way of what I'm working on. Okay. Get on there. A little too much, but okay. Heat shrink. We don't need a large size, so we'll just grab a little piece. Little guy. Josh, why the BEC? Josh, isn't it the V2? This is a V1 ESC. The V2s do have, and I am running a direct power servo, but since it's a V1, it doesn't have a BEC at all. So I still have to run some sort of BEC, as people call it. I call it a BEC because it stands for Battery Elimination Circuit, which still doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh, wow, that box of pre-sized shrink tube is so... Where are the receiver wires? They are right here. So let's flip that guy over. That little guy. Don't worry about that little guy. We'll do the hot side first. Add a little more still. Trying to make sure that it's on there. Good. Too much solder. So if so, oh wait, sorry. Have you soldered the BEC yet? That's what I'm doing right now. I didn't do the little mini Holmes one, if that's what you're asking, because the original one was unreliable, so I didn't use it. Oh, your heat shrink shrunk. You are correct. We can stretch it. We had too much heat. But we can restretch. Didn't see it in the this is the Omnifixo. 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 So. Okay, but like someone noticed, my heat shrink shrunk. So we are going to get a pick in there. We'll go in from the unshrunk side first. Just get a pick through it and re-stretch it. You ever had that issue before? It just went off before you thought it was time. You can just give it a little pull. Right. Should be in good shape. We got a little nubbin there on the negative side. You can just clip that little extra off. How are you powering your direct powered servos, like connection wise? Dad RC, that's a great question. I forgot to wire in that connection. God damn it. There's the cussing. I straight up forgot to do that. I was thinking about the whole freaking BEC one, and I was just like, I'm just going to use that. God. You know what we're going to do? Instead of admitting defeat, I'm just going to see if I got a servo that's not direct power. Stupid. God. What a dumbass mistake that was. Do I have a powerful servo that is not direct powered? What is this one? Ooh, it's a direct power one too. We got another Holmes. Big guy, but direct power. God damn it. Okay. Well, would you look at that? Blacko Nation just sends a laughing at me. I mean, man, I thought I was doing so well. God damn it. Just burn everything. I know. You know, this is what we all do this, right? We all get this far and you make that stupid mistake and you're just like, what? Like you either forgot you got everything perfect and you forgot the heat shrink and you have to take it off. And then it looks like shit the second time. What's this HK servo rated at with on just 8.4? Doesn't say. Only says, oh wait, there it says 20 20 kilograms versus 28. So that's a what's 8 and 20? That's 40. That's 20%. 20% hit to run it on BEC power. Just fix it. Just do it the right freaking way. Is what I should do. I don't have a Reefs Raw here. Let me check something. So, I did at least put the right side JST for the adapter on there. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to desolder our JST. I'm going to allow you to all call me an idiot. For my mistake. And I was going to say something, but nah. Thanks, Jeremiah. And now, instead, I am just going to direct wire. Of course, I do it once I already have it attached to the freaking truck. Freaking bozo. I don't know what's so funny about calling someone bozo, but it is. God. Now, we're going to support the negatives that are on there currently. And I'm going to throw a bit more solder onto this end. I'm going to make a blob, as I like to call it. We're just going to go ahead and throw that guy right on top of the other blob. All right. That's warm. That is warm. Now, we need to add a little bit to this guy. That a easy one. John, hi Phil. Thanks for $10, man. Just ordered the Omni Fixo. Thank you for the tip. That thing is neat. You know, it's not bad, right? Somehow I cost you money and you gave me money, which is very generous. All right. So now we fixed it. And I wired it this way so that I can still flip it backwards. The wires are all in place. And I wonder if I can give her a twist. Yes. Okay. That didn't take so long. I agree. It's just the principle of the thing. Like, you know, you screwed up, right? And sometimes just even doing it this stupid way would have taken longer than just doing it the right way and fixing it, but you just don't want to. So let's get all of that. Feed her all through the hole. So we got our BEC, our ESC, our STD. Am I live? Yes, fish. Yes, you are. I don't have my heat gun in here, so I'm doing this the old-fashioned way, which on this large of heat shrink is not the right way. But like Fish just said, this is live. So you know, you just got to do what you got to do. Oh yeah, I was going to wait to do this, wasn't I? But we didn't do that. I was taking somebody's good advice. Can't remember whose it was. But then Crawler Dad realized I was being an idiot. I just messed it all up. You don't have fancy heat shrink tool? Nope. Does Josh ever do it completely the right way? No. Okay. You know, there's the right way and there's done. And one of them is efficient. Good bit of fire. It's Dan's workbench to you. Is Moose Jaw watching? I'm pretty sure. $70 Jake still uses a lighter. I have a heat gun, but it's in the garage. Oh, wait, is it? Damn it, it's not. I brought it in here. I forgot. I was so sure that I didn't bring it in. I just wanted I just wanted that dark smoke color. That hint of soot. Right? We're just about tight. Let it cool down on the metal. All right. An ESC is not waterproof. True story. All right. That big heat shrink just takes forever to get all the way down. A little bit here where we could have gone a tad more, but we're in pretty good shape. Pretty good. Okay. There we go. You could roast a bread with a heat gun. I mean, you could. Why is it black? That's partially from the lighter. That hint of soot I was talking about. So, and of course, that's just the color of the ESC. So, as we discussed, I'll be making a little 3D printed mount that'll let it sit there cleanly. Now that wire is just not needed because there's not a BEC. I'm just going to clip that guy off. Actually, what I could do is, since that is just not needed, we can grab a hold of that pin. That guy to come out. A good plug that Holmes used. There we go. So pull that pin out and just get rid of that red wire completely. Here comes the blood. We are safe. So got that stripped out. I do need a whatchamacallit. What's the radio piece? Receiver. That's the word I was after. All right. What is this? Coconut pineapple bubbly. Highly recommend. Oh, fish drinking at home because the wife tested positive. Ooh, yeah. And destroying his liver. No, sparkling water. I had one small drink. So, what's the thing now? We need to pull the servo. Old servo out, new servo in. We can unplug the soldering iron. Get that wrapped up while it cools off. That was a mega pint. That is not. That is a very tiny, tiny pint. There we go. Let's get this bench somewhat back in order. So that's the power supply to the soldering iron. Goes back in there. Soldering iron away. And soldering speed. Let's. How much vodka was in that drink? I mean, some, but it wasn't a ridiculous amount. Just enough for me to find myself interesting. And I'm getting the Milwaukee 18-volt cordless heat gun ASAP because I freaking hate the corded heat gun that I've had for 10 years. It's a nice one and all, but I'm just saying. Oh, solder. Okay. How much tequila was there? No tequila for me. I am a zero tequila type of guy. I haven't had tequila since 2010. March of 2010, most specifically. Have I destroyed any RC cars? I don't know. Not really my thing. I think you're not really something I care much about doing that. Okay. So good old tactics got to go out. Did you quit at the same time you quit Taco Bell? I have not quit Taco Bell, sir. While I would love to say that I am better than that, I am not. I was there on the release of Mexican Pizza Day. Now, I haven't had fast food in a little while, because I'm back on a bit of a kick for health. Try and cut some LBs. Okay. Need a servo horn. I should power it up, I suppose, but no. I only have 24 millimeter servo horns handy. Do I have any 25 or 20s? Poggers. What is a poggers? No idea what you're talking about. Mexican pizza was better than I remembered it. It was better than I remembered it as well. However, it didn't look as good as I remembered. Does that make sense? Tasted better. It seemed like there was more to it. They had more in the middle. I think that they're going to skimp out on us later. They're trying to prove a point. But pineapple on the Mexican pizza? Oh, that now you're talking. I love pineapple. That was a pineapple drink in my with my pineapple juice with my vodka, pineapple bubbly. Don't like pineapple on pizza. So, okay. I need a 20 millimeter servo horn. This could be an actual issue. No, never mind. I have plenty. There we go. It's even the right tooth count. Jimmy Two Horses, thank you, sir. It's definitely a bad time when you can recall when you quit drinking a specific liquor. I haven't had gin since 91. Yep. Let me tell you. I kind of remember the night well. I remember there was a good long while. Well, I haven't had Captain Morgan since 2001. How about that? And I didn't eat chicken nuggets again until like 2011. But let's see. Where is my servo tester? Okay. I think it's in the carry-all. Yes, yes, it is. But is my adapter? Where, oh, where could that adapter have gone? That's a much bigger problem than the other part. Yes, we'll use the old version. I've got the newer Spectrum style adapt, but it's built with a freaking Spectrum battery, of course, and I don't have Spectrum batteries. So I have a little IC5 to XT60 adapter, but I don't know where it went. But it's nice because you can use just shove it in. I'm sure it'll be. You can cram an XT60 in there. I don't think that you can because it's got the little thing between them. I mean, I'm not over trying it, but I'm pretty positive I'm correct. Yeah, you're not cramming an XT60 in there with all that webbing because it's an IC as well, not an EC. So, and I refuse. XT60s and stuff are far better. So, since I don't have those batteries handy or my adapter, I don't know where it went. I'll find it later, I'm sure. What is this? IC, EC, same thing. Yeah, the IC has the, it's not the same thing. The IC has the little data port in between the two. So they are different, and that's why this one is different. Okay, so we'll set this to neutral. Then we'll go. So now it is centered. I can put on my servo horn. Right. Throw a screw in there. Cut both off and put Tamiya plugs on them. Okay, got that. Now we need and I'm running low on button head 14 mils. I need to restock. Good. So there's that. I need to cinch down the clamping screws. Hard to get to, so we can turn this to manual. Just turn it to where I can. If you don't have a servo tester, I highly recommend one. Even if it's just one of these cheapies. Button head, those are weird noises coming out of your mouth. In this case, I have a lot of cap head in here. And I prefer those in most cases, but sometimes in clearance areas, I don't mind a button head. Okay. There we go. So we can steer it. Now this is only on 6 volts, so it's quite slow, but you can put it on neutral, make sure it's at the proper neutral point, which it kind of is. It was kind of in between two. Then you can put it on auto where it'll just cycle back and forth. So, but that's all, folks. Enough. All right, I got that. So now this just has to get back to the little adapter right here. It's really long, but that'll be fine. Countersunk is where it's at. Not in this case. You'd have the conical area hitting the... That would just be wrong. Okay. Is it ready to fire up? Nope, not without a receiver. I bought receivers the other day. They're in my backpack, though. I need to go grab them. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So That can go in the inventory box. Josh, what do you use to power your servo tester? I use a receiver pack just out of one of my regular Futaba batteries. Manufacturer on that servo tester. This is a Turnigy. Turnigy. So I think these were like $8. They're very inexpensive, but it's better than having to like get it all going and then I mean, it's a minor thing, but it's nice to have it. Have you used the receding block yet? Is that what it's called? Dapping? You mean the dapping block? Is that what you mean? Dapping block? I have not. Not other than on the stream the other day. Let me throw that away. Okay. That's steering. 1 to steer, 2 to clear. 1 for steering, 2 for ESC. And BEC can go in any hole. Pick a hole. That tapping block caused a bit of a stir last Friday. Agreed. All right. So now we have a question. Do we start a fire or does this work? Diff oil. Looks like he puts diff oil in his hair. No. He used pomade. All right. We'll throw it on the 4 p.m. here. Whatever what this is. Menu. Let's go do a model select and choose the next open one. Better name it so I don't forget. Oh, wait, no. SFHSS receiver type. And again, model menu, model name. And what do we say? What is this? Scatter? We'll call it the scat. I'm a scat man. You're all welcome for that. Okay. So, place your bets. Do we get fire or no fire? Fire, fire, no fire. Let's double check the battery itself, which I can, even though it's not the right plug. 85% charge. I forget that I don't have 86%. No autofocus. So, all right. No fireworks, but backwards rotation. Very, very possible. Do a final check. Red to red, red to red, red to red, red to red, black to black. All right. Could get smelly. I've dialed 9-1. I always hate this part. It's always just a little bit of a not bound, of course, because it's new. Press and hold. Steering's backwards. We got that one wrong. Channel reverse. Oh yeah. I don't have opinion on it. I was like, man, that startup is so smooth. It's not even moving yet. I was like, but that's been spinning too long. It should have moved by now. I'm an idiot. Okay, we got opinion. Oh my god. I was on the edge of my seat and then nothing. Good lord. Are you not entertained? Cut to intermission, Act 3. I'll tell you guys a story. So, Brandon and myself, Brandon, who I work with, uh, he was the main designer of the VS410, and we were doing like QC on the first build of the newest, the VS410 Phoenix Portal. And we both were building the kits up, but on our own time at our own homes. And we both used the grease as our Loctite on the first like 5 or 6 bolts before we got to the part where we had to use grease. It was like when we were putting the locker together. But then it says grease the locker, and you're like, oh, and you look for it, and you're like, oh. And then that's when we had the Loctite. But we had realized that we had spec'd the grease that we needed in the kit and all that. And we knew we chose blue. We had to go through and choose it and get everything set. And we still made the mistake. So every time I still grab this as Loctite in my box though at times. But it never stops me thinking about even another time that I was an idiot. It's funny, I don't run out of those instances. But I may have been out of this Loctite. Let's see. There it comes. Don't forget to Loctite your pinion, folks. Nothing worse than that pinion just flying off. Other than never installing it in the first place, because that is worse. Worst bench mishap? There's two that immediately come to mind. One was very recently when I stabbed myself in the left thumb, which there's still a pretty decent scar from, with this tool. During the class 1 build, I was very tired. I didn't have enough sleep. I was rushing, and I was like prying something, but somehow I pried up, and like my thumb was like not in the vicinity. It was like over here, like up and away. And somehow when I pried, it went like this, and I just buried this tri-bladed tip. You can see how it's a little 3-pointed thing. I buried it like that, but inside, and went, oh no. And that was probably, that was my worst like actual injury, like the amount of blood and things of that nature. But the one that was felt the dumbest, if that makes any sense, is a different one entirely. So I remember. Do any of you guys remember that VS410 chassis kit that I built with the? I used TRX4 axles on it, and I put a blue Power Wagon body on. I kind of built a little simple rear cage in the back, and it was kind of a decent looking truck. I liked it, and it was the night before I was gonna go run it at the Duncan Fire Peak Lookout, I think it's called. But I I was sitting here and it was on the bench like this, and I I had a 2700 or a 3500 kV motor in it. I can't remember. It was a lot. And it was a 3-gear transmission with TRX4 axles, and I put a UC Fab, nice UC Fab bumper on it. And I took that and I put, I think, a Mamba X in there, and I plugged in a 4S battery, which is too much battery for that motor for sure. I think it was a 3500 kV. So I plugged that battery in. I was just like, it's just too much. It's not a big deal, but I'm just going to test that everything works. And I did that, and I had the radio, and I just like dropped the radio like down onto my lap. But when it dropped, it went around my leg, and it pushed the trigger all the way forward. And the car, with all of that motor, and on 4S, it leaped forward, and it had high racks on it. And I didn't have a shirt on, I remember. And they like climbed my chest. For one, it just absolutely just center punched me with that UC Fab bumper. Just bah! And then it climbed my chest and throat punched me. And the next day, it hurt so bad. Like I had a legit really bad sore throat from just throat punching myself with that truck. And it like backflipped off of me, and it happened so fast. Just dropped the radio, punched, throat punch, the worst racket. It hurt real bad, both my pride and if it would have been live, I would have just ended the channel. Just like, nope, that's it. I'm done. We're out of here. Because I would have absolutely never have lived it down. I mean, like just, it was awful. I couldn't believe it. What was I doing before this? BT, thank you, sir. Can't stop laughing. Throat punched. I'm not kidding. I'm surprised I didn't have like just a straight up bruise. Like that UC Fab bumper must have just cradled my Adam's apple as it forced it to the back of my throat. Like, oh, God. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. The hell was I doing though? I put the pinion on. Gear mesh. Thank you. Okay, that's pretty good. I didn't even have the other bolt in the motor, let alone the actual pinion. RC throat punch. Self-inflicted throat punch. Oh my God. It was the worst thing ever. Okay. That is a hair too tight. Let's see about that. That'll do. So off camera, you work on RC shirtless. Got it. Sometimes pantless. No, I'm not a shirtless person. Very rarely. I think it was either, no, it was late. I don't even know why. I'm not a shirt, but I just remember like feeling like those high racks is just being like pulling my chest hair. Just like, yeah. Oh, God. It was terrible. Rob Martin, Dana. God, I just scared myself when I plugged that in. I'm like, maybe I'm gone 2 weeks and Josh has upped his video game and is no longer wearing hats. Rob, you probably never seen me without a hat. Okay, let's make sure we don't suck that wire into there. Now let's see what that startup's like. Nice and smooth. That's pretty good, right? About as slow as I can go. Right there is as slow as I can go. Still, I like it. And it's quiet, especially for a revolver, right? Yeah. Success. All right, don't drop your transmitter. I don't think that this thing probably has the wheel speed to do the same to do the same damage to me. Let's clean up some wiring, get some things in position. Let's throw away all this extra wire. Extra stuff. We'll throw away that BEC too, because that's not needed. What motor is that? That is the Holmes Revolver. It's the V2. It's slow though. This is only a 1000 kV, so not that fast. But I should be able to. Yeah, this whole system should be able to run 4S. So I know the servo can take it. Pretty sure the ESC. I know the motor can. Throw away copper wire. Are you crazy? Yeah, it's too little to worry about. Life's too short. So we're just gonna get that in and around about the area that I want. Are you gonna make a spacer plate tonight? Like, am I gonna design it tonight? I mean, I could, but I don't know if this is the crowd that... My STL Sunday videos do so poorly that I feel like if I opened CAD on this stream, you guys would run away in droves. Careful, you'll attract tweakers. They can smell copper. Life's too short. Party naked. What is wrong with you, Phoenix? Droves? Yeah. Isn't that the word? Run away in droves? Am I wrong? Googling it. Nope, don't get rid of that page. I need that page. Oh. Definition droves. Droves, a herd or flock of animals being driven in a body. There you go. Oh, is BT still in here? BT. God, what was the thing that I ran across the other day and I was going to ask you? God damn. There's some... Oh, the... God, I think it's up in the bay, like the Chesapeake Bay area. The World War I, like, ship graveyard area. Where, like, they were building all the ships, but they were building it with, you know, untreated wood. So, you know, they were planned obsolescence. But I had only read about it the other day. I was like, and they look so cool up there. It's like, I wonder if BT has looked at that. Because I know you're in the area. Paul Schulman, thank you, sir. Just fixed 4 rigs. What did I miss? You missed me, well, barely finishing or fixing one. We've done a lot of soldering. We've done some tinkering with drive line angle fixing. Wooden ships in World War I. Yeah, they were like merchant vessels. Untreated wood chassis. Yeah. H lost his chest originating to crawl. Okay, get that plugged back into the proper hole. We're going to get that placed right there off the side of the chassis because that looks perfect. Now, if anyone is just joining, this is the NWSD scattergun chassis. I've had it for a while. I did a recent video on my new welder where I built this rear bed stuff. And what was I getting at? Oh, this chassis got like nice little grooves everywhere that I was able to use as some wire tie locations. Pretty handy. So we got some wiring that we're going to be able to get tidied up. So I'll probably get this kind of cleaned up in this area. And then, Josh, are you getting this ready for a comp? No, I just built it for the cage. And then I was just like, I should get it finished. So I was just like, I'll just finish it. If so, where's the comp at? No, unfortunately, no actual comp that I'm getting prepared for. So I need to get that. Yeah, I am going to raise that motor mount back up a little bit, but I'll do that when I make the new spacer to get all of my travel back. And we'll be in good shape. So, what I was going to say is that I'll make a battery tray that sits on the other side at the same time. So I'll make it for a battery tray on this side, maybe so it sits like that. And then it'll hold my ESC on the other side. What is pykrete? Pykrete was almost used in World War II. So putting the ESC on the open, that sounds like a risky idea. No, not really, because it'll be on a 3D printed like protector or skid, you know? And I'll probably kind of bring it down to just off of the side a little bit. It'll be super easy, just like it'll be nice. And honestly, most of these guys are running them in that position, but just on larger skids. I'm just gonna mount mine from the top rather than in from these side skid plate holes. Give me a little bit more clearance and everything. So glue the ESC to the roof. That is not how you spell glue, sir. But pykrete was wood and concrete, wasn't it? I'm not aware. All right. Glue. Alrighty. Yeah, that's not going to be hard at all. It's going to be a super quick design. You spell roof either. Rough. Well played, Buck Dandy. Okay. I'm going to need a receiver position. I suppose that can be integrated next to all of this. Yeah, it'll go yonder. There you go. Here's a question for all of you. Today, while I was discussing something in a private message, and I was just like, yeah, you can come to the shop and pick it up, and I'll give you the nickel tour. Do any of you not know what I mean when I say the nickel tour? Because I was not totally aware that that is not a term that is widely known. Turn of phrase, expression, whatever you would like to, however you would like to say it. Lost me on that one. Okay. See, I'm more interested, like Buck Dandy. I know. Yeah, I feel like never heard of the nickel tour. No, never heard of it before. I know that phrase. Okay. Never heard that expression. God damn it. Some people are new to what it is. I've heard it many times. Okay. I use it when I give people tours at work. That's exactly what I was discussing. That's totally a term. Never heard it. Nope. Man, nickel phrase is it's a phrase older than me. Damn. I've heard. I want the dime tour, the cheap quick. So I mean, honestly, there was a lot of it's a lot more mixed than I knew. So I was just like, he responded with, "Sounds great. What do you mean by the nickel tour, though?" And I was just like, "Oh, I didn't know that was. I just grew up with it." And so I just thought it was a thing that everybody knew. So I like just Googled it to like or Wikipedia it to like just show, and it's heard like on Wikipedia now it's called the 50 Cent Tour, and it says like at the bottom synonyms nickel tour, and then in parentheses it says dated. I'm like, what? I was like, that kind of hurts. So evidently it's called the 50 Cent Tour now. Inflation. But yeah, it's like the, no money exchange, quick. And it was just like, it's most commonly used in self deprecating humor. I'm like, bingo, perfect. I got it. It's all me. I'm all about self deprecating humor. Like, well, I guess you just learn something every day. I learned that I learned too many phrases from people that were using dated phrases even then. Vanquish charges $29.95 for the nickel tour. That's funny. Right. I'm just gonna throw a temporary zip tie around this bundle. Evidently, that's not enough zip tie. Good enough. Okay. There we go. Jason T. Thank you, sir. Wanted to say thanks for all the fantastic tips and advice. Picked up a Milwaukee driver and speed tips. Massive boon. And picked up a Phoenix. What is boon? Phoenix and wheels after this SNU to put together with the kiddo this weekend. Hey, thank you, thank you. Well, and that's I hope it's a fun one for you. Definitely one I obviously enjoy. But thank you again. Let's do a quick. Oh, can't do that with the battery wires in that location. I gotta put it. I gotta put them somewhere else, but that has a way higher chance of fire. Soda pop here in the East. I see. I grew up with pop, and I say pop out here, and people laugh at me. Everyone out here calls it soda. So when I say, like, give me a pop, and they're like, pop, a-holes. And then I make fun of them, and they're like, English isn't my first language. See if let's see what she does. Eric Baker, thank you as well. Josh, will that Tamiya Bronco body fit on a VS410 with some modifications? It's only a 10-inch wheelbase, so it's too short. Oh, I need to set my sub trim to. I need to go right a hair. About there. How does Josh say bag? I say bag, a bag. I heard that some people do call it different. I don't know what it is. So smooth. So smooth. I call it soda, and I lived in Missouri my whole life. Yeah, Ryan, I'm from Nebraska. I grew up in Nebraska. I only moved to Kansas City when I was an adult. And yes, I agree that in Kansas City, when I would say pop, even there, it was mixed. They knew what I meant more. Like here, some of them just don't even know what I mean. So, wash or wash? I am a wash person, not a wash. Does that revolver run like an axe? I mean, it doesn't have the FOC as far as like the self-modulating throttle, but it's very smooth. Ooh, I do say crick. Like I do grow or like I grew up saying crick. I don't say it much anymore, but like growing up, we used to go play in the crick. I'm a wash person. Water, wooder, or I'm a water person. I don't know which water. Water. Yeah, I think that's the proper way. I've heard crick a lot. Yeah, you're all dumb. We can't all be as sophisticated as the antiquarian horologist. Don't be joshing. Or you reckon? I I definitely heard that a lot. I'm just kind of having a lot of fun just making this little revolver do fun things. Now I almost want to see if I have any pick up any Cali slang yet. Oh, I have heard myself uh say, oh God, what is the one out here that I say? I don't say brah, really, but they're hella. That's the like Bay Area Cali slang. They say hella a lot, and I've caught myself saying it a few times. Um, and I just, whoop, I don't want to knock my speaker off. So hella equals wicked. Hella like a lot, or hella is wicked, like things like that. Yeah, it can mean obviously many things. You, you ain't seen nothing yet. Please God, no, it would be over for us. I, so, did you pick up the puck yet? What is that? I don't know what that means. No, I don't say that much. Sody pop. I'm pretty happy. Um, you know, I mean, these wheels and tires do suck, right? Right? Time is at 8:30. I don't know if I have any tires that will go with this, or hella, holla at you, boy. Jeet, Jeet, you want to? I know exactly what you mean, Jason T. The, does anybody else know? Jeet, jaunt to? That means, did you eat? No? Do you want to? Jeet, jaunt to? I I will say, I would bet that it's arguable that that is something that's would be what people would hear if they heard my dad say that. Jeet, is that not? Do people not say that? Jeet, I don't think I ever realized that. Jeet and Yontu is big in Hawaii. No way. Really? I would have never guessed that. I'm so happy that I got this done. Done. Quotes. Air quotes. Jeet yet? Not. All right. I'm going to grab the wheel box. So, red would obviously be too ketchup and mustard. I've got 3 10s, which would look fine. Let's see. Ooh, I do have bronze method roosts, but the tires are not right. These would look good, but I don't think I want to use them on here. We never made these in this color. Like these were just a prototype set. This is what I had done when I was testing the bronze color that we later released. I don't think I can put them on here though. They're just too good. I don't know. Maybe I could, but I plan to. I don't know that I plan to keep this truck for the long time. The long time? This is how I talk, man. Jeep, you want to? The long time. Which did you? Prototype method 105s that had a not proper anodizing. Art then. I then. I think it's more like oi then. Ooh, I have some 2.2 bullies that have been used. Some 2.2 green beadlocks. All right, then. Let's see. And these do look so good. I don't know. Maybe they already have tires on them. Like these, they don't have like great, they just have a stock foam in them though. Yeah, we'll put them on there at least. We'll put them on there. Even if they're not the ones that stay. Just going for the look. That's exactly right. How about some canyon trails on chrome? I mean, the canyons aren't bad tires, but I definitely don't have any, and I definitely don't have any chrome. So you're going to drive this? I mean, it's another shelfer. So, I do plan to drive it actually, but I think that it needs some actual new tires. You're never going to drive it, so they will still be new for 5 years now. I bet I had these done 5 years ago almost. Let's see. I'll go open the tire box at least. I mean, I can get like different tires later, but because I don't think I don't have any foams left right now either. I don't like running stock foams very often, so. Purple and gold? I mean, no, the gold and the yellow will just not be quite right. So. Are those class 1? No, they're not. These are 4.35. Kind of an oddball. I don't think they make them anymore. So they're obviously a little bit shorter, not the tire I would want to go with. Rust the chassis for them negative points. Problem is, this chassis is aluminum, the tube work is titanium, neither of which are gonna rust. People in Louisiana would make it purple and gold. Yeah. Right. Do you ever run smaller tire for a fun challenge? Not often, honestly, because it's like I don't have the tires that I really like the style of even are generally the larger ones. Not saying that I don't ever or haven't ever, but Josh, have you ever heard the expression "ya boy," holler at your boy? Yeah, I've heard that. Cool to see you working in titanium. Nice TIG worker. Yeah, thank you. The titanium is fun. Challenge is all relative. That's a good point. And normally it's like I'll just go climb bigger stuff. Like I have plenty of rocks to go hit bigger challenges. So I can always find something that's going to challenge the rig. You can still buy those tires if they are Proline. Yeah, they are Proline. Oh wait, are they? No. Yeah, they are. They are Proline. So, I mean, that's a good color combo. I think that's what I'll do. I'll go with Method 105s in this finish on this in the bronze. I think that actually does look really good. That's the combo. Yeah. Do I have any bronze on here? In here? Nope, I don't. I do not. Paid to stream? What's that mean? Paid to stream. Do I get YouTube? I get, and then like donation money. There's a little bit of like YouTube revenue you get from watch time on streams. It's not like regular videos, but it's still pretty good. Or not pretty. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? The donation stuff is what makes live streams worth doing it. Like, for sure. Looks like radio's off. Whoops. Those wheels look good on that. They really do. I just don't think I can scratch them. They're too good. Will Vanquish ever make one-to-one wheels? Absolutely not. For the liability that goes along with it alone, we will not. Like, we've been asked to machine blanks that were already done. It was a full wheel blank, solid face, and it just needed machined. Or it's like, nope, won't touch it. Will not touch it. Too much liability. For RC cars alone, there is a certain amount of insurance that you need to cover. In case a kid throat punches himself on his bench with too much. You never know. Now, we don't make RTRs, so it's a little bit different. But one-to-one wheels means DOT certification of it. Well, you would think so, but not all of them do it, too. So on the Vanquish website, it says the deal for the wheels is good until the end of the year 2021. Typo? That's definitely a typo. It's not good till even the end of 2022. It's a limited time thing. I don't know what I don't know why it says that, because I definitely did it. I don't think I typed that. It's hard to say. I probably screwed up because I am an engineer, not a website person, yet I still handle website stuff. Machete in bronze would also look. Here's the reason I said 105. So you see these are shiny, whereas like the machete, which the machete is matte finished. It doesn't have the shine, and I like the shine. So the only one that I can get this color in with the shine is the 105. So that's why I'm thinking why I'm thinking 105. But we done did good. Went well tonight. Somehow you kept me on track even when I screwed up. How many wheels can be made out of one block of aluminum? The wheels are made in multiple different steps. You know, like the faces are made with round bar aluminum. So that's just the wheel face. So, you know, it's only so thick. Say, you know, the front half is roughly 400 thou thick. A bar of material that the actual stock that it starts with might be closer to 0.8 wide. So if you took 144 for a 12-foot bar and divide that by 0.8, you'd get 180 wheel faces in one 12-foot bar. But that's just the face. The back side is made in a totally different way, not with that same type of material. So it's all kinds of different. And then beadlock rings themselves, again, made in a different method. So it's a tough question to answer. I have to break it down. Like I have spreadsheets when I price products, but this piece use this material and you get this many pieces per bar. Bar costs this much. Then you have this piece, which is this many. So it's all of those things go into one big spreadsheet. Then you have packaging costs, plating costs, you know, the hourly rate, how everything's done, go in, then that's basically how you end up coming to your retail price. So, brand of bacon jerky, pretty please. Travis Taylor, it is the one that the comment is pinned at the top of the live chat, satisfiedjerky.com. And that little hashtag after it, hashtag I need a sugar mama, that is a discount code. So copy and paste that in and it will give you a discount. Why do they use a plastic ring over metal ring on their wheels? Because previously that piece there was done out of also a bar. So you ended up with you used a big block of aluminum to make that. So it was a lot of waste, a lot of machine time. Where this now is much more efficient and it does the exact same function. When these wheels first came out, they also used plastic. And then later on, we went to aluminum because the plastic that we were using, we were having a material problem with, and it was becoming brittle and splitting. But then we ended up going to this material years down the road. And it's just, it's much easier. We were able to keep pricing the same rather than having to raise it just because, you know, for example, when I started there 6 years ago, aluminum, it was like $160 a pound roughly. And now I think we're closer to $375. So yeah, big difference. And the wheel pricing has actually gone down. We were actually able to cut pricing because we added machines that did it with robotics. So we don't have the labor. So there you go. What's the difference between the Vanquish and Incision wheels? The Vanquish ones have a beadlock ring, most of them anyway. They use the SLW hub rather than the Incision hub. Different style. They don't have as many pieces. They're a one-piece barrel. So it's a different type of manufacturing that allows it to be made faster. CNC lathes or mills. We mainly do mills. I do run Swiss machines, which are like a lathe, but they're a little bit different, pretty fancy. And that's like what I make axle shafts on and things like that. I program those. So I'm good enough to get by and do this stuff, but you know. Has the Origin half cab always come with the free Method 105s? Maybe that's what I'm confusing it with. Ah, no, it did not. So that's the one you're talking about. Haha, okay. That one may just be that I haven't updated it. And yeah, that's probably just me, Brandon. But yeah, there you go. There's a little bit of insight. Go back to the big screen. Since we're done at least with the actual work part. Truck run. Where did I do that? And here we go. I replaced 8 of my engineers with AI, way more efficient. Still have 4 left, which is necessary. I just don't like the bickering, to be honest. You know, Swiss are wickedly cool machines. They absolutely are. If you've never looked up like videos or anything like that, look up Swiss machines. We specifically use Citizen, which is a nice brand. Citizen and Star are the 2 big players in Swiss, and ours are Citizen. So, yeah. I don't need those, but get this cleaned up a little bit more. Am I out of? I am out of. I'm down to only my big jug of water. What do you think about the Tamiya TXT1? The TXT1 was my very first hobby grade RC, and that I turned into a crawler. That was what got me into crawling. I don't really care for monster truck stuff. I don't really get into it much. It's pretty outdated, so, you know. Let's see. Omnifixo. Did I put it back already? No, I did not. Omnifixo. OMNIFIXO. Not a sponsor. So, any more product release videos coming out? Always something. I definitely have more to do soon. You and your fancy tools. So all of a sudden you're drinking out of a big fire extinguisher. What is that thing? It's a water jug. I mean, kind of. It's a big vacuum, you know, it's like one of those regular water jugs, but big. I think it is made, who is it by? What does that say? Drink tanks. It's a drink tank. Yeah, drink tanks. It's his water growler. What's up, West Desert Wheeler? So yes, I'm trying to drink more water as well. Is that a growler? I mean, basically, I guess. It's 64 ounces, if that helps you. It's your milk. It needs to be a jerry can. I don't drink water enough. I don't drink enough water. Yeti? No, not a Yeti. It's made by Drink Tanks. That is the brand. It's a growler from Aria. Fill it with beer. That's fine. Fill it full. You know, like, the thing is, I can fill it a nice amount with ice. It's enough water for the day. Is it too late in the day for the guy your age to drink that much water? No, I do not have to get up in the middle of the night still. I'm not even quite 40 yet. There you go. I'm parched from talking so much. I was getting so much done. Just burning off all that water. Need to machine a Vanquish wheel cap for that ginormous jug. That reminds me of the scene from Super Troopers with the guy with the cotton candy. The Move that gigantic cotton candy. Shoves it in his face. How's the view from sugar heaven, bitch? Tap water? Yes, I drink regular tap water. Just put ice in it, fill it out of the tap. If I finish it while I'm at work, we do have like the filtered, you know, whatever, refresh water thing that comes, but you know, vodka looks like water. Wink, wink. No, thank you. I would have a headache. And I have to go drive tiny trucks tomorrow. No bubbly. I finished it. I had 2 of them. I've had 2 bubblies, this beverage and that, and I haven't had to get up yet. So there you go. Bladder of a camel. California tap water, are you serious? That stuff is like sewer. California tap water is so good. What are you talking about? It's so good. Everyone from California says that though. They're like, you're drinking tap. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's good here. I'm just saying, like, where are you driving tiny trucks tomorrow? I'm going up to a friend's house up in the hills, actually. We're going to have a little private comp thing on his property. It's me, a couple other guys from work, and then his neighbors, and we're just going to kind of have a beverage drinking grill out. Nicole can sit around the pool with Brandon's wife and have some fun. So yeah, I'm just saying, California tap water, pretty good. Hey Josh, I got a Sporty in the mail. Craze chassis, I remember that, on a heavily modified SCX axles and a Hamburger Deluxe trans. Something new for me. Nice. West, Logan, you thinking about going down to Nationals in October down at Cougar Buttes? I'm thinking about going. I might have to build myself up a Pro and or Sporty. I haven't decided yet. Let's see. Why don't you have a mini fridge in there stocked with bubbly? Honestly, for those that don't know, like the bubbly that I drink here all the time, I drink that room temp. I don't put that in the refrigerator. So that's not even cold when I'm drinking that. I don't know if that changes your opinion of me. I also grew up room temperature Pepsi. Love it. Love it. So what the hell is a sport? You animal. A Sporty is a competition, not scale based truck that is shaft driven. So I can't watch you anymore. You're just insane. Same. It's the best at room Pepsi rock. Pepsi over unsubscribe. Are you British or something? Oh my god. Let's see. Do you like hot beer too? No, I do not. Beer I like cold. Room temperature Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. I could do that. Warm soda is too spicy. Room temperature Pepsi, yes. Coca-Cola, no. I agree. I'm not a big Coca-Cola fan, really. I drink bubbly room temp all the time. See? Yeah. Unbelievable. Josh drinks tequila at room temperature. Never. How continental of you? What? Coke is better than Pepsi by far. False. Pepsi is far superior than Coca-Cola. Room temperature soda, period. Ooh. I am also a Mountain Dew fan. I look down on people that are also Mountain Dew fans. I think that we are inferior people. I think that there's something in Mountain Dew that makes us worse people in general, but I still like it. Room temperature, it's just okay. Room temperature monsters. You are an animal for sure. You absolutely do not have blinds on your windows. Mountain Dew, nectar of the tards. Yes, one of the best comments that Adam Carolla has ever made. Greetings from Costa Rica. Thanks for watching. Do the do. Oh my God. I mean, not that this... I mean, we were definitely... warm soda. Bunch of psychopaths. Whatever. Guess I'm inferior then. Right with me. I'm right there with you. We can just be there together. I love Mountain Dew. Admittedly, I'm proof of that theory. Drink glue, not dew. They created ice for a reason. Cold soda. See, here's the other thing. I feel like I'm not saying I don't even prefer. If you have a room temperature can of Pepsi and a refrigerated, nice cold can of Pepsi, I would probably prefer the cold one. Probably. Yeah, I do. I would prefer it. If it was there, that's what I would grab. However, if you had a room temperature can of Pepsi and a can of Pepsi and a glass of ice next to it, I feel like the Pepsi tastes better out of the can than that Pepsi put into ice in a drink. Like, doesn't taste as good. Doesn't taste as good. Better warm out of the can than it is in a glass of ice. Warm soda. Demonetized for sure. Cold drinks are an American thing, period. What are your thoughts on the brazen high-low? I haven't had the high-low. I have the ATL, which I like. So yeah. Pepsi out of a can is the only way. I do prefer bottles generally, but I normally like when I had it at home, like growing up, it was in the cube. The cans in the cube. Screaming Hot Dew is surprisingly good. Like, oh, that's interesting. I've heard of people literally warming up Mountain Dew. I've heard of it. Glass bottle Mexican soda is the best, period. It is very good. But I've been in Mexico when I was having it, and it's Mexico, so it could have been a number of things. What year was that? What? What year was what? Growing up? I have heard of Screamin'... Wait, oh, do you mean Screamin' Hot... Is that like the Flamin' Hot Cheetos one? Doritos. Oh, I've seen those. Never had one. Soda from glass bottles where it's at. It is, but it's just so hard to find. And honestly, soda, even if it's 12... If there's 12 ounces of soda in a glass bottle, it is less than 12 ounces of soda in a can. It just is. Somehow, there's just... The ounces are smaller. Some of this chat is scary. This is definitely one. This is definitely... Taco Bell fountain Pepsi is the best. I don't know about that because anytime I go to Taco Bell, I have Mountain Dew. Because I feel like if you're going to stoop to the level of Taco Bell, which I am all for, you might as well also stoop to the level of having Mountain Dew. I don't go for the Baja Blast, though. Traditional Mountain Dew. It's the best. What temperature? Just like his concrete. Baja Blast, baby. I'd rather stare at Sookie's balloon knot in 1080p than drink Pepsi. Amazing. Whoa, you choose regular over Baja Blast? I'm an OG. You know. Oh my God. Well, you've all been great tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this last 30 minutes of absolute anarchy. I'm done. You're all done. You should all go pay someone to relieve your sins watching this, or however that goes for people that do that. Let's end this train wreck. I fully agree. Oh my God. All right. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good evening. Ken Ryder, shit, I just got here. You're stopping. Yeah, it was a train wreck here at the end. Good times. If you like room temperature sodas, you should go back and watch the last 30 minutes. Josh's subscribers took a hit tonight. Yeah. Please add the thanks button to your uploads in the future. I think that I recently did. I think that I just got that. I turned that on the other day, I thought. Maybe it didn't take. I will double check that though. I appreciate it. Again, thanks everybody for watching. And go do something productive after experiencing all this. So hit the like button on your way out. Later, everybody.